So now that you've had a chance to think about how and why we set up our experiment the way we did, let's take a look at how you can help us collect data to see which plot type has the most insects and which has the most bird attacks on clay caterpillars. You'll be able to join us in Crystal Cove State Park either virtually or in person to collect this data yourself. So when we're collecting data, there are quite a few different types of data that we'll need your help in collecting. First of all, whenever we get to a research plot, we want to figure out where we are. Like we mentioned earlier, there are 7 replicate plots. So when you get to your research team's area, the aviometers will be labeled with a number 1 through 7, which you'll want to write down on your data sheet before you get started. Then of course, to answer our question about insect abundance, we're going to use a technique called the beat sheet method, which essentially means we will beat or shake a plant and all of the insects will fall out. To do this, we'll place a bucket over an area of the shrub just to ensure we're collecting in the same amount of plant material each time, and then shake the branches into the bucket for 5 seconds. We'll then dump the contents of this bucket onto a sheet of white paper, and you and your research teammates will sort and count how many insects you see on the white sheet. So when the contents of the bucket are laid out onto the beat sheet, you'll see that the sheet is split into 4 sections, and each of your research teammates can be responsible for counting the number of insects in each corner, so you can get the total number of insects between all of your teammates. You can also sort the insects into small, medium, and large. So here in the corners of the sheet are images of the scale of size for each insect for you to compare against. So for example, if one of these insects here is smaller than this small marking, you would mark it as small. Anything in between the size of the small and the large would be marked as medium, and anything this size or larger would be marked as large. So as you can see, there's lots of little bugs crawling around on our beat sheet, and these would probably all be counted as small. If you want, since there's always lots of pieces of plant material, you can maybe push them around with a pencil to get a better look at how many insects are actually inside your sample.